So, hello everyone, this is the Sports Show podcast, and today we're joined with Reece McEwan. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks very much. How are you?
Yes, mate, I'm alright, thank you. So, we'll just get straight into it. What got you started into fighting?
A magnitude of things. I watched. I watched it on TV. The first thing that got me into it was I watched it on TV and thought I could be really good at that. And then I took an interest in the sport, and then I was faced in an altercation. I was confronted with a situation where I couldn't defend myself, and I said I would never let that happen to me again. My friends had to come in and basically rescue me from getting battered. So that mixed along with watching it on TV, having an interest, made me start the sport.
Yeah, and obviously you had a good amateur career as well. Do you think that sort of helped your decision to go professional?
Yeah, definitely, probably as an amateur, not like at the time that like the IMAF tournaments weren't really a thing. So at the time, I kind of basically done everything that I set out to achieve. I competed in MMA, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, like won multiple belts. I lost. I had good rounds, bad rounds, and a good mix of experience. And in a sense, I actually fought the best guys that I could. There was actually nobody else for me to fight. So, yeah, it was that played a factor. That was like going professional was the logical next step in my career.
Yeah, and then you went pro then, and you had a brilliant start to your career. You went 3-0 with 3 finishes. That must have been great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was a good start for sure.
Yeah, brilliant. And with 3 finishes, how sort of do you think that looked well? Obviously, for Cage Warriors looking down, seeing 3-0, 3 finishes. This is someone big here.
Yeah, yeah, potentially. Like when I got the shot in Cage Warriors, I was coming off a loss. So, but the thing with fighting is, but you're not defined by one fight, win or lose. You're defined by like consistency and what you bring to the table. I believe so. Despite me coming off a loss, like Cage Warriors signing me, I don't think again that fight didn't justify all my hard work before that. So. I obviously bounced back and got two. I'm on a 2 fight win streak, so finishing fights. That's what people want. That's what fans want to see. That's what promoters want to see, and it's very important.
Yeah, and I was just going to touch on that there as well. You were coming off a loss, so how sort of big was this? The Cage Warriors wanted you, and for such a big organization as well.
Yeah, oh, massive. Like I was not shy in saying that from when I started. I've always wanted to. My goal was to be the best in the world, and going through Cage Warriors is the path that you need to do that in order to be the best. So I've not been shy, and I've not had away from the fact that that's a promotion I've always wanted to compete for. So when they got in touch, it was excellent.
Yeah, and then you made your Cage Warriors debut then against Sam Spencer.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, I've just muddled up my words there. You're fighting on the main card on your Cage Warriors debut. Must have been unbelievable for you. A big experience.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like seeing the build up to the fight, I kept saying to everyone, "I'm going to be fighting about 6 o'clock. I'll be one of the first ones in the card. I'll start from the bottom and I'll work my way through it. I understand the business. I understand what it's like." And like 2 days before, like the fight card comes out, literally maybe like the 2 days before my weigh-in, I'm like, I'm reading from bottom to top, and I'm like, "Where's my name? Am I off this card?" And then I've seen the main card, and I'm like, I'm in the main card. What's this about? But because I prepared, I didn't expect it at all. So it was pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, and you won by rear naked choke as well. So you finished him as well. So now you're starting to build up your finishes, and now people are starting to get a real look at you.
Yeah, the big thing about that fight was the adversity that I had to face in the second round. Like he won. Like, I always say this, but I had the worst round of my career, and he had the best round of his career. And that second round, he got the better of me. So it was about bouncing back, and I kept saying to myself, like going back to what you're saying about finishes. Going into round 3, I said, like, I asked myself, like, how much? If you want this as much as you say you do, you have to go out there and get a finish. A win is not good enough. You have to finish them. And in my head, I was looking for a finish the whole fight. So to get that, it was that after I get the rear naked choke, I do like this like scream like of relief, because I'm like, that's what. See, if I won that fight, hand in my heart said I'd be so disappointed that I never got a finish, because I said to myself, you need to get a finish here. So that was like proving myself right.
Yeah, and then you fought your most recent fight there. You won, and you now have another fight here scheduled for November time, isn't it?
Yeah, November 12th in
Yeah,
Manchester.
against Adam Wilson. What's he like? Have you done your research on him?
Yeah, I've got utmost respect for Adam's ability. He's long, rangy. He's fought many different styles. To be honest, he's fought being the aggressor. He's fought coming out and kind of being more on the back foot. Yeah, like he's good everywhere, and he comes from a good gym, so I've got a lot of respect. And he's my preparations are going well, but he's a good fighter to prepare for because he is good. He's good.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to touch on then. How's your camping? How's your training, sparring, all this stuff?
Yeah, everything's been really good. To be honest, it's like I said, I've obviously still got 5.5 weeks to go, so I've got plenty of time to like come into and up the intensity and prime my body and prime everything, all the preparations. But I've always got it in the back of my head, my opponent can change. So my preparations in terms of my improvements, like I'm. I was meant to say I'm flying there, but I'm making massive improvements in my game all round and mixing all the martial arts together. So yeah, training camp's going well.
Yeah, and I think for most professional MMA fighters anyway, the dream sort of to go to the UFC. And if it's not, I think it's mad because if I was a UFC or a MMA fighter professional, you'd want to go to the UFC. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, 100%. I want to be the best in the world. Like that was my goal from when I first started. And again, I've not been shy in saying that. I want to be a world champion. And maybe a few years ago when I was saying it, it was all talk. But in my eyes, I'm 1 or 2 wins away from fighting for that Cage Warriors title. And I'm 1, 2, 3, a handful of fights away from being in the UFC. So all these dreams and the goals that I've spoken so loudly about over the last couple of years and touching distance, but it's completely within my control to go out there and perform, and that's what's motivating me in the back of my head, that it's not just words anymore. Like I have to go out there and perform and beat anyone who's in front of me, Adam Wilson or anyone else. It doesn't matter. 12th of November, my next fight, and like this is just my opinion, but I'm in this sport to be the best that I can be and take it as far as I can. So in 10, 15, 20 years time, I'll be able to sleep at night knowing I've done everything I could, whether that be Cage Warriors, UFC, whatever level, world champ, 2 world champ, 3, whatever level, I gave it my absolute everything, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, and that's it. Reece, thank you very much, mate, for coming on. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks to everybody for listening as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.